Good morning, friends. Today we are doing lesson 19 in Wit and Wisdom. And remember our essential question, the overall big question that we're looking for is, what can we discover about an animal's unique feature? Okay, what can we discover? So that means we're looking at their unique feature and at what they do. Our focus question for our lesson is, how do seahorses use their unique features? And our content framing question is, what does a deeper exploration of the language reveal about seahorse, the shyest fish in the sea? Now, today, you guys are going to take a deeper look at the language the author employs and how those similes help give readers a better picture of the seahorse in their minds. So let's think back to our last lesson. We talked about an index. An index. What is the purpose of an index? Well, do you remember? It's where we can find topics and the page numbers. For example, let me show you the index on the seahorse. Remember, there's the index, and it shows where you can find things. Like if I wanted to find something about their pouch, I would come over here and I would find the word pouch, and it would tell me the numbers that I could find pouch on. So indexes are helpful in finding information quicker instead of having to scan the whole book. So an index is an example of a text feature. Oh, so that's what we're studying, features, something that is helpful for an animal. Okay, so an index is helpful in a book. What's helpful on a seahorse? So far, we've talked about their eyes and their pouches and their tails. Let's see what else we can find out about seahorses. So I am going to put it over to our Grapevines teacher. So let me share my screen with you. Oh, let's see here. Let me hide this bar. Okay.
Hello, first grade friends, and welcome back to Wit and Wisdom NC. My name is Tanisha Spears, and I'm excited to jump into our lesson for today. But before we do, let's make sure you have your materials ready. For this lesson, you will need handout 18A, your Wit and Wisdom NC journal, and a pencil. We will also go over the focusing question task assessment, but I will show that to you on the screen. Pause the video now if you need to gather your materials.
Okay, I gave you the 18A in this lesson, and it was in last lesson also because we used it to circle some details, okay? So you will need that and your journal and your pencil, so make sure you have those, please.
In previous work, we began looking at what text features reveal and thinking about how to select information for informative paragraphs. And today we'll be thinking about the language in the seahorse, the shyest fish in the sea, and reviewing your next focusing question task. But before we get into the lesson for today, let's take a moment to review the question that we've been building knowledge to answer while we've been exploring the seahorse text. And that question is, how do seahorses use their unique features? One more time, how do seahorses use their unique features? And today you'll be writing about one of the seahorse's unique features as you work on your focusing question task. But first, let's talk about the question that will frame our learning for today. And that question is, what does looking at language reveal to us? And you'll be paying close attention to how the author uses specific words to describe the unique features of seahorses. Now, as I reread a few sections of the text, you need to listen closely to how the author describes the seahorse. As I read one section on the back cover, I want you to be listening for how the author describes the seahorse's eyes. When you hear it, put your thumb up. Listen carefully. Dive into the warm ocean and swim through waving seagrass and along coral reefs. Do you see an eye, small as a black bead, peering out at you? Linger for a while and discover the secrets of the seahorse, the shyest fish in the sea. Let's see if I can find the spot where the author describes the seahorse's eyes.
Okay, I'm going to pause there. How did the author describe the seahorse's eyes? A black bead, right? Okay, let's see if she says that.
Oh, there it is. It says, do you see an eye? Small as a black bead. The author comparing the seahorse's eyes to a small black bead. Let's read some more descriptions. All right, I am going to read this section from the fluency passage. And as I read it, I want you to be listening for the part where the author describes the seahorse's head, tail, and pouch. Listen carefully. Seahorse, the shyest fish in the sea. Seahorse has a head like a horse, a tail like a monkey, and a pouch like a kangaroo. Seahorse swims upright. He moves himself through the water with the little fins on his head and the larger one on his back. What descriptions did you hear? Share with your learning partner.
Okay, let's think about this. How did they describe the head of the seahorse? It looked like a horse, right? In the first sentence. What about their tail? What did it look like? A monkey. And what a pouch? Like a kangaroo. Great job using those descriptive words. Those are called similes because they're doing a comparison. They're comparing one thing to another thing.
Now, I bet you heard the head like a horse, tail like a monkey, pouch like a kangaroo. What did you notice about these descriptions? Meaning, how did they help you imagine what a seahorse looks like? The author makes these comparisons to help us as readers imagine more clearly what the seahorse features look like. Now it's your turn to be an illustrator. Using the descriptions we just read, you're going to draw a seahorse. You can draw part of a seahorse, like his eye that looks like a small black bead, or you could draw the whole seahorse. Here are the descriptions you can use for your drawing. Eye like a small black bead, head like a horse, tail like a monkey, pouch like a kangaroo. Pause the video while you draw a picture of the seahorse in your journal.
Okay, friends, we are going to take out our journals and your pencil, and you don't need your crayons right now. We're just going to draw with a pencil, okay? So I am going to draw mine on the board behind me. I'm going to bring it in here. Let me move my papers. Actually, I'm going to stop sharing so you can see. So you can see what I am doing. All right, so let me move my papers here a moment. All right. It says a head like a horse. So okay, there's my head like a horse. Then it says it has a tail like a monkey. So I'm drawing my tail. And then it has a pouch like a kangaroo, right? And it has a beaded eye. How did you guys do? I think mine kind of looks like a seahorse. Kinda. I bet yours is better than mine though. Okay. So let me go back to sharing my screen. Hide that. And let's bring it back.
Now I want you to think, how did the descriptions help you draw the features of a seahorse? Share with your learning partner.
Well, let's think about that. In our mind's eye, we know what a horse looks like, right? So we know that we can draw a horse head and a black bead. We know it's just small. We knew how to do that. And in our mind's eye, we knew what a monkey tail looked like, right? And a pouch on a kangaroo. So you combined it, right? That's what I did.
I bet you talked about how the comparisons between the seahorse's features and the features of other animals help you imagine the features of a seahorse more clearly. Now, you've just drawn some pictures of a seahorse's features, and next, you'll write about a seahorse's features. But before you do, pause the video to take a moment to stretch or take a quick break. When you're done, unpause the video. Okay, we're going to look for the assessment you see on your screen together. We'll go through the steps for how to do the task, and after this video, you'll know what. Your classroom teacher will tell you how to show your work and how to turn it into them. You have been working on collecting evidence for this focusing question task. Now let's read the prompt. Write an informative paragraph to answer the focusing question. How do seahorses use their unique features? Be sure to include all of the following in response. A topic statement that names a feature of a seahorse, 2 or more details that explain how that feature is used, a conclusion, complete sentences that begin with a capital letter and end with a punctuation mark, your best spelling, and an illustration of the seahorse's feature. Remember, here are the 3 parts of an informative paragraph. Point to them as I read them aloud. Topic statement, information, which are your facts and details, and conclusion. Now, let's review the sentence frames. Point to the sentence frame you can use for your topic statement.
Okay, this is the sentence frame that will be your topic statement for your informative paragraph. This is what you're going to use. Seahorses have unique blank, okay? And we're going to fill in that blank here momentarily.
Seahorses have unique. Do you remember what the middle lines are for?
What are the middle lines for? We have to have 2 facts or 2 details, okay? Just 2.
What are the middle lines for? That's right, the details. We'll talk more about those shortly. And what about the last sentence? What's that?
What is that last sentence? It's the conclusion. That's where we tie everything together and kind of restate the topic sentence in a different way.
That's right. This is the sentence frame you can use for your conclusion sentence. Next, we'll review the details of the evidence organizer. Here's the evidence organizer we've been working on. Remember, you'll be choosing one feature or body part to write about. So meaning you're either going to pick the tail or the eyes, and I will also give you the pouch to look at also. So you'll have 3 different body features that you can choose from, but you're only going to take your details from that one feature, okay? Either going to be the tail or the eyes. And then you'll be selecting a few details to add information to the middle of your informative paragraph. During day 17 of the video instruction, you circled or wrote down in your journal some interesting details from this chart. Okay, we did that last lesson, okay? So if you're looking at yours, you probably have 2 things circled either under tail or the eyes or the pouch. So I want you to check your journal for your notes or find handout 18A. Okay, now you know what to write, and I wish I could see all the great things you'll be writing about Seahorse's unique features. Your classroom teacher will tell you where to complete your work. Remember, you can go back in this video if you need to see the slide with the evidence to use for your sentences about the details. All right, awesome first graders. Nice job listening closely to the author's description and working on your informative paragraphs about Seahorse's unique features. Next time, we'll continue working with the text, Seahorse, the shyest fish in the sea. Until then, mind and do something great because you are capable of greatness. Friends, so now we are going to write our paragraph. Let me get us back here. Okay, so you need a piece of paper in your journal, clean sheet, and a pencil. And you will need that 18A paper where you've circled your features. All right, so on your paper, we are going to write our topic sentence. So let me erase my board here. Okay. All right, friends. So let's look at my paper up here. Let's write our topic sentence. Seahorses have unique, so on your paper, seahorses have unique what? And a period. So now you're going to have to decide what you want to write about. This is the part I'm not filling in. This is what you have to do. So you're either going to choose tail, pouch, or eye. And that is written on that 18A. So you choose the word you want to use. Okay, now that you've chosen your word, you're going to have to write 2 details. 2 details. So now you're going to go to your 18A and you're going to look at that
detailed. So let me bring it up and I'm going to share with you what it should look like. So if you're looking at your paper, you have chosen tail, pouch, or eye, and now you have to decide what facts am I going to choose. So if you chose tail, you need to pick two of these sentences here to write in your paper, but make sure the sentence makes sense, okay? You can't just write twist tails together with mate. You need to state the seahorse twists tails together with its mate and put a period because you need to have a complete sentence. You need to make sure it makes sense. So if you choose tail, you choose two of those sentences. If you decide not to choose tail and you go with pouch, make sure you choose two of those sentences. But notice you need to make sure the sentence makes sense. You can't just put male seals the pouch. You need to say the male seahorse seals the pouch with a period at the end. But you have to fix the sentence. If you choose not to do pouch and you want to do the eye, that's good too. You still pick two of the details and put them in the sentence frame. The seahorse's eye is like a black bead with a period, okay? But make sure you choose two from one of those sections. All right, so I'm going to stop sharing. All right, so seahorses have unique blank. You're going to write your two sentences here. Make sure you have capitals, spacing between your words, and a period at the end of your sentence. All right? Once you've written those sentences, it's time to put our conclusion on. And our conclusion is going to be this sentence frame. The seahorses blank, whatever you chose, tail, pouch, or eyes, is/are useful. Period. Now, I have given you your topic sentence with leaving out what you're talking about, your feature. I did not give you your two facts. That's your job to find. And then your conclusion, this is your conclusion sentence. You need to make sure whatever feature you chose here is the same feature you have here. The seahorses blank are useful. Okay, once you have written that, you can draw an illustration of your seahorse and make sure you turn it in. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for working so hard. Make sure that you turn that in, and I can't wait to see what you write about. Bye, guys.